What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gino Thanks. And I have Joey back for this episode. What's up? What's up?
What's happening? It's Albert J. What's happening, y'all? How are y'all? How are you doing, Gino?
I'm doing all right. So this is our first episode. I mean, I posted the other one late, but I figured it would be like a New Year's episode, New Year's treat.
Right.
Like everyone was off on New Year's, so I was like, all right, this is the perfect time to release this episode. But this is the first one that we're recording in the new year.
Right.
So happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year, man. You got any New Year's resolutions?
No, fuck that. I never do that. I stopped doing that a while ago. I like to surprise myself every year. That's what it is.
You said, I have no expectations, therefore anything I do will be excellent.
When people say like New Year, new me, that's always bullshit, right? Like
I'm kind of that ilk to scream bullshit on that, but anything that helps motivates people to be better people, I can't be mad at that ever.
I feel like it might you're right. Some people who, if it benefits you, then yeah, but hasn't necessarily benefited me before.
Right.
So sometimes it might just be like a letdown because sometimes people's goals are bigger than what they can actually achieve, and so it becomes a letdown.
That's true. Well, my goal this year, my New Year's resolution, I want to make 20 grand off of music this year.
True.
I think it's doable. So, and I want to go to 4 places I haven't been, and I'm going somewhere. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, more to New York. But I've been to a couple of places up there, so we'll see. But yeah, new year, new me. What's some great aside from what we're obviously going to touch on today, which is an historic event. Aside from all that stuff, what's some crazy ass shit that you saw this week?
First of all, that sounds like some shit you stole off of Brilliant Idiots, and I'm glad you brought that up though, because I want to bring up Charlemagne.
That's hilarious that you said Brilliant Idiots. No, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about any of that. No, I'm saying like what happened this week. I mean, like I think you would. My intent of asking that question was that you would be stumped because some crazy shit happened this week.
Everything happened this week.
Yeah.
But so I wanted to talk about. See, I'm not sure if I should talk about it because
why? Why are you such an asshole? Just talk about it.
All right. Well, first of all, so if you saw the donkey, I don't know which day it was. I just saw a clip on YouTube, but Charlemagne did a donkey of the day where he was talking about the people. Well, this is tied into what we're going to talk about later, but he talked about the people at the Capitol or whatever that were breaking in and then making videos incriminating themselves. And Charlemagne
rap snitches.
But then Charlemagne was on there talking about, these people should be caught, blah, blah, blah. You need me to help? I'll help, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, isn't that the same thing that you were just saying, like, you were talking shit about Tekashi 6ix9ine doing that? Now this is exactly what you're doing.
You wanted to draw that parallel. There's a very, very easy distinction between both of those things. See, Charlemagne doesn't claim to be a gangster, and Charlemagne isn't threatening people's lives or their gangsterhood with that stuff. So when he can say, yeah, I'm telling on these motherfuckers, he's not following a strict street code that your boy 6ix9ine is benefiting from but not trying to live up to.
All right, well, that's a good argument, but at the same time, no, what I thought was really funny is, and what I was going to bring up is everyone, and we have a lot of the same friends, so I'm sure you've seen it on your Facebook as well, but apparently There was some girl from my high school that was part of it and is a meme now for like participating in that. Yeah, seen that?
Yeah, I actually did, dude. That was insane. It's just crazy.
The name sounded familiar, and her yearbook picture looked familiar, but like I didn't know her. But that's crazy sucks. how everyone now on Facebook is a snitch, right? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, well, stop doing illegal dumbass shit like that. And like, if you're going to punish people doing shit like that, um, unjustly or whatever and stuff, like you claim for 6ix9ine and everything, then at least like punish them for the right shit, right? Like you broke into the place where people literally make laws while they were making a policy. That's like some weird shit, bro. That's like Boston Tea Party esque type shit. And doesn't that shit kind of make you question the Boston Tea Party in general and like anything that was written in history that you learned at all?
No, yeah, everything. That's why I don't know. It's like
Like think about like the Boston Tea Party, like just perspective wise, when you look at it, it could have been written by people who did the same shit that happened on this past Wednesday.
true,
They
true.
could have looked at it as some kind of righteous thing or some kind of great uh, revolutionary act or some shit. It's just weird, man. It makes you question a lot of stuff because this shit,
No,
like,
and
how does this happen now?
the thing is, it's like, of course, there's been stuff wrong with the government and shit, but what's different is like, it's like the cops were letting them in there, and like, you know, the senators were the ones. Like, there was a senator from some state. He was like leading one of the packs of people and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, I understand. It's an odd time in history, bro. Like it's fucking scary. I know you're up there closer than I am to it. And, I mean, what's the general feeling of it up there? Like, what is your general just like thought of this entire thing? Because my
No,
the
yeah.
first thing, like, if I may, the first thing that popped in my head was, man, if any other group of person, whether it be race, gender, or whatever, other than the people who are supporting Trump and they're middle-aged white men, if anybody else were trying to do that, they'd have been fucked up or arrested or shot. They wouldn't have gotten that far. And it's just a stark difference of how the people were treated, not only because of the race and color, but the politicized polarity of each side and the cause. I mean, Black Lives Matter wasn't as important to cops as it was. I mean, to break into the fucking Capitol building. Like it
But
wasn't
that's
like
was that even like a goal though, to break into the Capitol? That's not anything that they were
as
trying to
Black
do.
Lives Matter. No, like I'm saying, like the cause of Black Lives Matter was fighting injustice, like racially, from police brutality, right? So like
Yeah.
that wasn't important enough for them to not be violent and to stand down and to kind of let this shit happen. And then you see people literally breaking into the you know the fact like the most important building in fucking DC in our nation that makes laws and everything while some shit is happening and they're allowed to go in there. I mean, like, am I morbid for saying that there should have been way more than 5 deaths?
I mean, no,
Am I wrong for saying that?
no, you're not necessarily wrong. I'm
I
just
don't I don't wish that, obviously.
yeah, yeah.
That's horrible to say about anybody. I don't wish anybody to do anything stupid. But like when you compare, like, just objectively speaking, if you compare the way these protests went back in June, July, August, and there were peaceful protests that cops ended up attacking and fucking people up. And a lot of white America got the wrong idea about this shit where they felt like the 1% of people that were looting were just going out to loot and to take advantage, when really most of those, even 1%, were provoked by cop violence and brutality within the actual peaceful protest. So like you see this shit happening, you see somebody committing vandalism, you see the hypocrisy that the president is spreading through his rhetoric and his literal commands for people to do this shit, and then this happens, and Kyle Rittenhouse, that kid who shot people at the damn uh, riots and everything, allowed to stand trial and shit. You know, like just shit like that was happening at these riots and everything for an actual just cause when people were actually on this time just mad that, you know, their person lost. So it's just a very, very stark, uh, very, very straight up HD picture of white privilege. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
definitely, definitely.
it
Speaking of
sucks that
which,
was
though, I do also want to bring on a special guest I have.
run it.
Yeah, definitely. Let me just put it on here because I think she has some videos that she took from DC.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
What's up? What's up? Welcome, Zena.
Hey, what's going on? It's been a
Hi,
long
Zena.
time. It's been a long time.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. How you been? Happy
I've
New
been-
Year, by the way.
Thank you. You too. How's everybody? How's the fam?
Good, good.
Okay. Okay.
This is my sister's. It's my sister's friend. So
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Albert.
We're journalism is what we're journalists. So journalism is what we're our common denominator, among other things.
Mhm.
oh, true, true. I see, I see.
So yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, this is your show, man.
No, actually, I do have a question now that we have a journalist here. So I'm on the fence though because I've also been watching a lot of these videos online that are like First Amendment audits and stuff, right?
Right.
So technically, the Capitol, that's a federal building. People should be allowed in there, right? Like,
Okay. Yes. It's the Capitol. Yeah. It's a building where anyone can access. It's not
That's
like
what
the house.
that's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have like let people stop people from going in there anyway.
That's like I don't know the context of the question. I'm coming in the middle of something, so I don't understand.
You're alluding to the fact that just because it's a public building, that a mob of people would be allowed to go in there with destructive intent, which actually ended up being that actual thing.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, honestly.
Word.
But like at the same time, yeah, they definitely shouldn't have gotten to the point where it was fucking like a gun standoff.
Yeah, I get it. In a time of like social distancing and in a time of COVID and in a public arena where you have a gathering of such, I was there. So what I saw was not what I don't know. I haven't seen any of the TV shows. I haven't watched the news since because it's been very overwhelming because I was there. So I didn't know what was going on inside because I was on the outside just taking pictures and video. So I'm looking for the footage now. But to ask your question, yes, anyone should be allowed to, but no, there's no ever an excuse for mob-like mentality because somebody can get hurt. One of your own can get hurt and trampled. So mob-like style attacks are never good for anything or anyone.
Yeah, definitely. You know what it reminded me of? You guys ever watched The Joker? Like the one with Joaquin Phoenix? That's exactly what it reminded me of, right? When everyone was like walking around with the
it definitely reminded me of I felt like I was on the set of a movie.
Right.
I felt like I was on the set of a movie. Is there a way to screen my to share my screen?
I thought there was a way. You don't see. Maybe it's only me that can share.
I'll look.
Can you do you see a place to send a message in StreamYard?
I see something that says share screen.
Oh yeah, hit that.
So I'm gonna get that. Let me get to it. But what I saw, I'm gonna see if I can find the video where I actually, when I first came down there. So the walk towards where I was stationed. So as soon as I find that, I will. And a lot of the videos were taken down. So
yeah, I was gonna say, you said they were on your Facebook, but I only saw one on there.
Yeah.
Why did they get taken down? What was the reasoning for that, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know the reasoning for that. I can't speak on the reasoning. I didn't get an explanation. All right, so this is the video. Let me see if I can go to share screen. I think they took it down again. This is
So they didn't even prompt you to or tell you why they took it down. It just got removed.
correct. Because
Wow.
while we were down there, what was happening was, I don't know, for some reason the internet was kind of acting very sporadic. So let's see here. This is definitely okay. Here we go. So some of the parts are kind of like.
Can you make it full screen?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Should I? I mean, are you okay with your name and stuff being all here? Because I see the whole. I see the whole screen.
You see the whole screen?
Yeah. Should I not be seeing the whole screen?
I'm gonna find the video, and then. I mean, the video is on my page is a public page, so.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. If I'm paranoid about that stuff sometimes. That's all.
Oh yeah. I mean, all right. Let me find it. I had the video up, and then it went away. So, give me a second to find it again. I did have it, and then it went away.
All right. You think they like just deleted it in the last little bit?
I mean, this is crazy because.
That's crazy. That's funny. Damn.
You have a YouTube?
They were, because I recorded the whole time, and I had to stop, keep going, stop, keep going, stop, keep going, stop, keep going. What were you saying?
No, I was asking if you had posted them on YouTube, and I was wondering if YouTube would take them down like that.
I did not post them to YouTube. I haven't even gotten that far because when it happened, it was just like, okay, I got to get back to, it's back to work. I had to get back to reality. This was my fantasy. All right, here I found it. So this time I'm going to share screen again. Share screen. And then I'm gonna hit share. And then I'll hit play. And I think this makes it bigger. Every time I do that, I lose it. Oh, wow. So every time I do that, I lose it. Wow.
Well,
yeah, that was weird.
All right. So what I'll do is, all right. How do I go to save videos? Technology, we're strange. Strange.
If you go to your page, like hit your name on the top left.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you I thought it would be a section on the left. Scroll up again. Just go to photos. Maybe it'll be like photos, and if you hit see all photos on the left, no, on the bottom left.
Bottom left.
Down.
All right, but it's a video.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it'll show you all the albums, and it might show you like these are the photos, these are the videos. Is that not what happens? Yeah, I don't know how to use the new Facebook either. The new Facebook is confusing.
No, I just
hit more. It's not under more. You think it'll be under more?
It should be like live. That would be great if it just went by live. Or save, if I could find save videos. I don't know if live goes under. Yeah, because these are old videos.
Oh, I see.
So where would the live videos be? More videos, check-ins, music, movies, likes.
Maybe because sometimes it doesn't. It depends on your settings. Sometimes it doesn't automatically save the lives, right?
Okay, here they are, right here.
Oh, never mind. There you go.
Here it is. Okay. So this is it right here. This is, I just got down. It's about 4. Come on, what you doing? It's 4:58. We wasting time back here. We gotta be up there. But the action is I'm crazy.
Why are they walking away already?
because they told them that everybody has to be off the premises by 6 o'clock.
Oh, right.
Everybody has to be cleared by 6 o'clock.
So they gave them a time limit to be in there.
At this point, I don't know what's going on at this point.
They didn't give them a time limit. They announced a curfew at 6.
Right, they announced a curfew, told them, so people are getting out of there. But we still got a long way to go.
So I'm down here by the Capitol.
Is it frozen for anyone else?
Yeah, it is. But that's like, I don't know, that's some type of editing.
Oh, I see.
That's some type of editing. So sometimes I have to like fast forward. Because I was getting everything. So some things are cut out. And I really couldn't tell you what because I went live.
So I don't know if y'all can hear me, but you already know I'm down here. So we're going to see what's going on. I don't got a lot of memory, so we're going to do what we got to do.
I don't know why it sounds like a country. See, there it goes again. That's them. That's some type of editing buffering going on. So something happened between that and that, but I don't know. I don't know what.
I do know. Like at some point, well, Biden got on TV first, and he was like, "Yeah, Trump better tell his people to leave or something." And then 30 minutes after that, Trump got on TV or something on Twitter, and was like, "Yeah, it's time to go, guys. It's time to go home."
Yeah, I was.
Supreme Court is on the other side. That's the side. That's the side I want to go to. I want to go to the other side, the back side.
So everything looks, I'm not really worried. There's nothing to worry about. Everything seems very calm right now. Anybody has the right to, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was one of your videos that I saw, but I think there was one I saw, like there were like cops just escorting people in the area almost.
We're very far away from the scene right now.
Yeah, you have some that are like further up.
Yeah, we're not even there yet. We're getting there. We're not even close.
Can you get to where you were there? And
because I need you to see like all the things that were going on around. So people have the right to freedom of assembly. So people have different pastors out there. Everybody has their stuff set up. Now we're getting closer to the action. So people are leaving, but we're going closer because they're doing it. You'll see.
This is pandemonium.
Yeah, you're going to see it. This is just one. We're not even close yet. We're not even up there.
No, we're leaving.
We're not even in it yet. That's the tear gas. Now you hear tear gas. That's tear gas in the background.
Oh, yeah, you can hear the tear gas. How so? Okay. I got you. had a picture of the state capitol. Fuck the blue. Fuck the red. Nah, hey. Well, it's still
They look like Men in Black agents.
They've never even been up there.
I'm trying to figure out why people are allowed to record and stuff, and they weren't this summer.
Oh yeah, they're gonna tear gas right there. They're gonna.
Oh, you know what? They cut out a lot of scenes.
What did we miss?
Well, they had shot the girl. Oh, here he is right here. There it is.
And they beat her with the baton. And they fucking beat her and shot her. Are you going to allow that?
Yeah.
Look, everyone is now.
What the hell?
They're in the
They're
room.
storming the Capitol building.
It's not peaceful. Your first amendment is not peaceful, and neither will this one. They are allowed to use deadly force now. They have been granted access for deadly force. This is our country. I'm going to get my reinforcements and I'm coming back. If you got weapons, get them.
So that's one.
Wow.
So that's all right. So that's one scene. That's going up there. Now there is
My life.
They're all gathered to come out right now.
That's what I'm saying. They get ready to stampede.
What we going to do?
Yeah, I saw people like climbing the side of the walls and stuff.
yeah.
And you got people out here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was definitely people climbing.
Oh shit. Well, did you see any like cops give them any of the stuff? Like
They're getting ready to throw these things at the cops right now.
I thought the cops were like giving them stuff to, or like moving the fences out of the way.
That's insane.
Now you gonna have them throw tear gas over here.
Because these guys just made it worse for us. We were okay until these guys started throwing stuff. They just kept. One of the videos shows them throwing all these things at the police. This guy, that guy was giving them all kinds of poles and stuff to throw at the officers.
So we see all this footage and everything. I wanna know from you personally, what was the general feeling? How did you feel experiencing all of that? Like that's an intense experience and a historic event, obviously. What was your general feelings and thoughts about that whole thing?
Honestly, it was surreal. Like I said, I thought I was on a movie set, and I just had to get the footage. I wasn't even thinking about the context because I was in school all day teaching, and I didn't know what was going on. the only way I knew about it was on the way there. Someone said, "Hey, do you know?" Because I'm a photographer. It was like, we need you down at the Capitol, and I'm like, I didn't even say what's going on. So I got in my car and I put on the Twitter, the news to see what was going on, and I saw what was going on. And the only thing I was thinking is, I got to get down there and get in a good spot. So I go there all the time. So I kind of pretty much know the land, the lay of the land. So I'm like, I want to go where I can get there. I know where to park. It was me and another photographer, and we knew how to, navigate the city, where to get through. And then using the press pass, to get through the barricades, and was still able to park and walk over to the Capitol. And the only thing I was doing is actually just video, recording. So when I record, I really don't know what's going on around me. Someone tells me where to go, that directs me. But for the most part, I'm like capturing, the moment. So I'm looking at it now and I'm like, wow, I'm looking at it, analyzing it. But, actually for the very first time, I got to sit down. This is the first time I've actually had to sit down since I've recorded it. So.
But were you ever worried that you being there would like make them think that you were part of the mob or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have a worry, because look at me. I would not be a part of that mob. I have a camera.
Sure. Sure. Like, obviously.
I'm like, they don't know where to put me. Just leave me alone. She has a camera.
Right.
She has a camera in her hand. She's not bothering anybody. Just let her go. Just let her through.
And so, like, I'm not gonna lie. The first thing that I saw, or that I felt when I saw this whole ordeal, was I was like, man, I got pepper sprayed and tear gas for walking down the street during these Black Lives Matter protests and everything. Like, this is a very odd and historic event. I felt there's a lot of clamoring and talk about collaboration with law enforcement about allowing some of this stuff to happen. What was your perspective as somebody who was down there on the front lines and on ground zero, literally? Did you see any evidence of that?
Again,
you did say that you're not really in the moment and everything. So like,
right. If I saw the news prior to going down there would be an issue. But I was down there at the last rally taking pictures, and I didn't, when they had the women's march or women's rally. So I didn't have that sense of, I have a sense of I belong here just like anybody else. So
sure.
I'm always prepared to deal with that. Like, you can't tell me where I cannot be. And I'm going to get those pictures no matter what. So whenever I go someplace, it's always like, I'm a reporter, I'm a journalist. Like, I'm supposed to be here. So I never think nothing else. I don't ever think anything else. And
that's what's crazy too, though, because last summer they were shooting at CNN. You know what I'm saying? Like the official, like.
Yeah, I feel like, but some of the news people there were getting their cameras taken away. So I had my phone.
Oh, I see. That's different. That's different.
It was less evasive. I didn't bring the big camera out. I had my phone. Right. My partner had the other camera. So it was two of us. So we just looked like two people innocently just trying to get some shots. We're not like,
sure,
we're not a part of it. We're just there to witness it. And I feel like, honestly, we moved so quickly in and out, as you can see, that I felt like we were invisible to them. Honestly, like, we were not the issue. Like, our issue is not you guys right now. The issue is not, I felt like we both felt like this is not a Black issue. So I don't think we're going to have a problem. I honestly said that, I'm like, this is some white on white stuff, honestly. And we have nothing to do with this right here, right now. Just us two, we have nothing to do with this. And they know it. And people were saying, I'm not red, I'm not blue, I'm just down here. So people were just down there just to be down there because they heard something was going down and they wanted to get pictures. So you had a lot of photographers who were down there trying to they wanted to get a piece of history. So
Right.
as you can see where I was standing, it was very clear. It was very controlled without, except for the 3 people who came up in the end. It was a very controlled environment. There was no, what did you see?
I saw what was part of the media and that was shared on social media and stuff. So perhaps my view is a little bit skewed. That's why I wanted to know your perspective from being down there.
I have to be honest. I didn't feel fear at the time because I was looking at it through the lens of capturing something.
Sure. And you were also kind of like not a part of it. Like you were saying, it wasn't your fight.
Right. But my partner,
so,
it was 2 of us. Now, she may have a different perspective because
sure.
I'm a behind the scenes kind of person. I'm not the storyteller. She's the storyteller.
Right. And that's where, like, I guess the contrasts come because, like, we were speaking earlier about the Black Lives Matter protests. I was in several of those this summer and fall, and there was a lot of paranoia and a sense of fear in that. Not just because, not just protesting and everything, but being actually a part of what was, transpiring and being potentially accountable by the hands of the law and everything in those contexts. So there was a sense of fear. I never looked at it as a sense of I'm just here to kind of look at stuff and see what's going on and report what's happening objectively without having a side and stuff. So like basically more or less through the media, what is portrayed is that there was a huge riot, people died, there was vandalizing, and there was a standoff at the end with police and Trump supporters.
Right.
So,
I didn't. Sorry. I was around.
No, that's okay.
I was around a dog today, and I'm allergic to dogs.
All good.
But it's a great dog. I love dogs, but I'm allergic to them. So, if I was a different person, I was silent the whole time. That wasn't a time for me to say Black Lives Matter. Right?
Mm-hmm. Of course. Why? In that context.
I don't want to say I knew my place, but my place was to be silent and get the pictures. And to beware at all times that at any given time, these people can attack me. Am I prepared for that? And I was honestly prepared for that. Like, I'm going down there. I have the right to be down there. And if anybody wants it, they can have it. That's how I felt. Like, we're going to be on CNN Live on Fox 5 because if anybody bothers me, I'm not that kind of I'm not the kind of person, but I am that person that will respond to you if you bother me, because I'm not bothering you, so don't bother me. So if you bother me, I'm going to defend myself. So I feel like I walk that walk so nobody bothers me because I'm too busy doing what I'm doing. So and I'm very aware that what can happen. And both me and my colleague, we spoke to each other like what's the worst scenario? And I said the worst scenario for me is there is no worst scenario for me because if I get the shot, I'm winning. Because I'm teaching Gordon Parks, and Gordon Parks is that photographer that I idolized, and he would be right there. There would be no excuses. As a photographer, there's no excuses why you're not there in that moment. You cannot call yourself a photographer if you're not there in that moment. And if it meant me sacrificing my life, I was prepared to do that. I was prepared to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what was crazy. Like,
I was prepared to do that. I mean, I went down. It's like is today a good day to die? Today's a good day to die because
for that though, like
Yeah, I'm not going. If I'm gonna die, it's going to be die. I'm gonna die
Doing what you want to do.
exactly. And if I get, and then you get my pictures because I went live. And if this is the last way you see me on Earth, then I'm okay with that. Better than sitting in my house getting COVID from the UPS guy because I'm trapped in my house.
Nobody knows what. Yeah.
Exactly. That will never happen. So yeah.
But now you're in a place with a concentrated number of people that don't believe in it, that don't believe in COVID. You see what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. He's trying to go with that whole other joint.
That's a whole conversation. I mean, you heard the guys, they were saying they have shot somebody. Like,
right.
And where I was standing, like I can show you some more clips, but where I was standing, it was like, okay, this guy is saying stuff like, I'm going to rape your wife and your mother and your daughter, and I'm your worst nightmare. And then over here, a guy is saying something else, and there's Bob Marley music playing in the background. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I think that's the one I saw. That's the one I saw on Facebook.
There was like all this craziness, but yet there's Bob Marley playing in the background. So I'm like, is this like real or are people acting? Because this guy like throwing stuff, there's tear gas, but there was really no type of man on man physical anything.
Right.
No one was anybody's face. They were like, I'm here.
It was all passive.
You're very like, you know, they're yelling and the person is like across. So the thing about us is that when we're engaged, they engage us more. Because I was at the Black Lives Matter rally and it was different. We were the enemies. Like when they automatically see us, I automatically become, people like me automatically become the enemy. Then now in that arena that I was in, if anything broke out, I would be the enemy. But something did break out and I wasn't the enemy. And I guess because it was just the two of us that we weren't a threat. But if it was 10 of us, I think it would be a different story for sure. For sure. Because then there would be fear. But we're women and we're black women at that. And black women have been historically known for being, you know, raped and abused.
I feel like we as people nowadays, specifically with social media and everything, we have a hard time processing stuff. And, you know, I was just thinking the other day, I would love to go like, you know, a month without having some kind of historical, insane event happen. Because it feels like it's been happening like nonstop for, you know, the last 2 years, or last 4 or 5 years, objectively.
I've been traveling around, you know, the world pretty much, and different states. I mean, on the weekend of the March 13th through the 21st, I've been to New York when it first hit. I've been to California. I've been to Texas. I've been to Arizona. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been places, and it's a narrative that's being told here in America. There's a narrative being told here. Someone is controlling the narrative, because how does this happen? And people get pictures and, you know, just think about it. Like the Pentagon's somebody flies into the Pentagon and bombs the Pentagon. It's like, do we have armed forces? Do we have protection? You know, are we a strong country? Because I'm thinking,
we spend a lot of money on it. That's for darn sure.
Like if we're a strong country, but then at the Capitol you have federal, then you got, you know, federal, then you got national, then you got DC. It's like you're on national or federal property, so that's Capitol Hill Police that's in charge of that, and we all know Capitol Hill Police is not designed for that type of stuff. They don't.
Well, apparently they were going to call in the National Guard early, but then I think Trump or someone else I don't know if it was Trump or what, but they said no, they didn't need him. And then later on, they had to call him again.
So, do you want now? If you really want a perspective, do you want the other person that was with me to come on? Because she can tell the story better because she was engaging, talking, and interviewing people. I was
Wait,
just
like she's with you right now? You mean?
yeah. I can no, she's not with me, but I can put her on the line. I can send her that
Have
link.
her, yeah, send her the link. Send her the link.
All right, I'll do that. I sent her the link. Yeah, because I mean, we haven't even spoken since then because we've both been so busy. So we haven't even had a conversation. So today, you're really going to get a real, like, a live conversation and point of view because we're both educators, and this is something that we do on the, on the side.
Absolutely.
All right, so I just sent it to her, and let's
Well,
do
on a side note, I have been looking for people to come with me to do like First Amendment audits. Are you down? We should do it. Let's do it.
I mean,
Nah, man, I ain't trying to play with these cops like that, man. I live in. You might be able to do that in DC, bro. I'm in Florida. I don't play with it like that down here.
need to go out, I love you guys. If you need me to do that, whatever you need me to do, because I could definitely, I'm always places, and you can get it firsthand from me because I have a lot of firsthand. There's so many rallies.
First Amendment.
I was at every rally this summer. I have an interview on my page with the superintendent that was fired for supporting Black Lives Matter in Southern Maryland. Like she gave me I get one-on-one interviews. Riza Islam was here a couple of weeks ago. I got a one-on-one interview, so I could get
You have to send me. Is it on a website or is it all on your Facebook? You mean?
It's on my Facebook. I just, I give things away for free. I'm telling you.
I'm saying, so how can people like contact you, or how can people find these if they want to find them? Just search you up.
They just have to go to my page, I guess. I don't, I'm just a school teacher. I'm 52 years old. I mean, this technology thing is I'm just trying to keep up. I'm just trying to figure out how to answer the FaceTime. I'm just trying to learn. iPhone upgraded. I'm trying to figure out how to answer the phone now.
Right.
Nah, they needed to upgrade because now you can just like swipe up and continue what you were doing. You couldn't do that before.
So we'll see if she comes on. But yeah, when I didn't see the news. Like, if you show me a clip, because like I purposefully, because I teach journalism, so I purposefully do not watch the news.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily the video that I saw, because the video, it could have been anything happening, really. It was just like a bunch of people outside the Capitol. But what really stuck out were the pictures that I saw. It was a bunch, like, there were people.
Yeah, that type of atmosphere is a photographer's dream. You want to be in that type of it because people are going to have posters, they're going to have signs, they're going to be dressed a certain way, they're going to be saying stuff. There's going to be all kinds of great opportunities to capture history. Why would you want to miss that as a photographer or a document, a video whatever, videographer?
True. I don't know. It's just I wanted to, like, that's what I was thinking, because I do a little bit of photography, but to me it's not worth it to go out there with during a pandemic, like
I teach photography, so photography is life. That's on my Facebook page. Like, photography is life for me. Like,
I got you.
Getting that picture is my goal is to win a Pulitzer. Because I want to be that photographer or person that dared to go where everybody was afraid to go. And I don't live in fear. Like, this land is your land. Like, that's what I know. This land is your land. I'm an American. And I'm not the type of American that James Baldwin writes about. I'm a American that have Jamaican descendants. whose roots are rooted in Jamaica. So I know that there's more, and there's something different. Whereas the people who have here and only been trapped here don't know any better. So I come with something different. Like I don't have a fear. This land is your land. You know what I mean? That's how I look at stuff. Like I have the right to be here.
Right.
And I'm not even going to engage with you. It's stupid. That's why I got through the crowd. I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah, have you seen those videos I'm talking about though? Those like, because that's what everything you're saying kind of like just remind. I'm getting like, I see these videos happening. Do you know what I'm talking about? These First Amendment audits.
Yeah, I know.
Anyone?
Yeah, you want to see one like right now? They're like longer videos. I mean, I can show you a little clip.
Yeah, show me a little clip of one.
But Joey, since you said you said you watch them, is there a certain like channel that you like to watch? Because there's a bunch.
Not necessarily. I've seen them more so on the like Facebook and like Instagram stories and stuff like that. Like it's more so just in passing. I don't actually search for them. I've seen them before. They're you know, they're bold, but you know, I don't know. I think if you can do the same thing in different ways. That's just my personal opinion, but we can't hear you, Mama.
Yeah, what happened to your audio? Oh wait. Can you have to unmute yourself? You muted yourself somehow. You have to click. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but you should have it.
I can
hear you.
I can hear you
now.
No, I'm back on. Hold on a second. No, I'm talking to her right now. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right, I'm back.
All right, so here's an example of one. There's a guy, he's in this post office, right? And you're allowed to oh wait, hold on. There it is. So you should be allowed to record in a post office because it's a federal building, right? So
Right.
This guy, I'll give you a little, like, I'm going to skip through. It's a long video. But the guy at the post office says he can't record. And so he's like, what is going on? Why are there so many ads?
You need to get YouTube Premium.
But I was already there. All right. So this guy tells him to leave. He doesn't leave. He's like, call the cops. And when the cops get there, he shows that apparently it's, I don't know. Listen to what he says.
Can't hear him.
We can't hear anything.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Nope.
Just text it to me.
All right, fine. I'll do that. But they're really interesting videos.
What's
I don't want to.
This is interesting. This is all new to me.
Of this one that I'm doing?
Uh-huh.
Mine is called Gino Thanks.
Gino Thanks. Oh, I like that. That is so cute.
Exactly.
And who is this young man? I didn't get introduced.
I'm Albert J.
Albert
J.
From Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
Florida. And where are you broadcasting from, Gino?
College Park.
Okay, all right. And I'm in DC.
Yeah, that's all of our original stomping grounds.
So we're in the deep, right? So we're in different parts, but I mean, I guess I haven't read. I read the comments, and the way people were commenting, I'm like, I wasn't afraid of anything. People were like, "Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there! You're crazy!" And I'm like, "This land is my land,"
Right.
That's all.
Right.
Whatever.
I share that sentiment. My problem is with people who don't share that sentiment, and that's
A lot of those
my
out There's a
yeah,
lot of those people out here.
right. So it's I feel you on that, and I think that's the fight we're fighting for, is for everybody to feel that way.
Yeah.
So
But that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Interesting.
This is like so confusing to talk about, because on one hand, like, are you saying that it should be okay for them to storm the Capitol? You know what I'm saying?
Gino, it's not okay to do any of that stuff in any
Yeah,
context of
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah, we're humans. Like, why would that building is a historical monument. So it's not
Well, and there was laws being made that day.
right. And I mean,
Yeah, that's our building. They were making laws in our building. You see what I'm saying? That's our building.
Man, and you want those people who stormed that building to make your laws, Gino?
No, that's not what I'm
Okay,
saying.
then. So then what are you saying? Like, there are actual officials that people voted for to be there in order to do that job, and people who didn't vote for that came and stormed it and made a spectacle of it. There's no real context you can put it outside of that makes that okay.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks. Like, it's you made a point that they are allowed to be there and everything, but you know, she also made a point, and it's a standing point too. You can be, you know, at the grocery store if you're not showing up there with 40 people trying to burn and fuck shit up. You know, like it's that simple. Like, it's like context and all this stuff matters and everything. And I feel like we're all still trying to really process it. And really, this whole presidency and administration and all this stuff, it ain't over till it's over. So like, we got another, 10 days. And I'm interested to see how this will play out. Do y'all think Donald Trump will face charges when he gets out of office?
That's what I'm saying. Is there an official thing that he said that was like that they were like, this is the exact tweet or the exact clip where he was inciting violence? Is there like a certain quote or something from him?
I don't.
I can't cite one. I haven't looked for one exactly.
I know he said one thing like, "Oh, blah blah blah." He was telling people to march or something. He was like, "Yeah, on the 6th, it's gonna be wild." Like, that's like the craziest thing he said. It's gonna be wild. Like, what does that mean?
All right, Gino, I gotta go. Gotta get. I'm a teacher. I have to do lesson planning, but
I got you.
Cool. So, like, I mean, I can definitely, I don't mind coming in talking about stuff. So, definitely scroll my page, and I'm running for president for our union right now. So I'm in a heavy race for president of the largest union, one of the largest unions in the nation, and it's predominantly African American. So that's something that I'm looking forward to doing. And so if you know any Prince George's County public school teachers out there, tell them.
All right, definitely. And if I are you gonna come back if I need you for another episode?
I'll come back every day, man. How often do you come on?
Like every 2 weeks.
I love it. I could definitely be a guest because I'm the Black girl. You need the Black woman's perspective.
You damn sure do.
Make a good team, Forget CNN, forget Joy, forget MSNBC.
Exactly.
Yes.
Do it yourself, right?
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama.
All right.
Have a good one.
Right. Send that to me. I would like to get a recording of this.
No, yeah, definitely. I will send it to you. It's gonna be up on YouTube.
All right, cool. Send me the link when you get it up.
All right, got you. Thanks. All right.
Awesome conversation. It's crazy, man. This is a lot of information all at once. I think that we're all trying to process, and
yeah, there's so many like different layers to it. It's just so
right.
Confusing, like almost. Like.
It's very confusing. It's overwhelming. I don't want to think about it, to be honest, man. Like, I don't want to give too much crazy attention to it. It's 2021. We made it out of the year. We didn't leave the year without without a 2020 definitely did its 2020 thing all the way up to the last day.
I will say
You
I'm
know.
glad because I heard that they were saying like, "Oh yeah, we're coming back tomorrow," and I'm glad like nothing happened. I was
Yeah,
something happened the next day.
they're gonna shut that shit down this time. They know better. Trump will really face some charges if that happens. Um, but yeah, on a different note, RIP to MF Doom. Are you? I know you're familiar with him, right?
I was familiar with the name. I couldn't tell you exactly like a track, but I have heard of him before.
Right. MF Doom is an iconic underground rapper, probably the greatest that ever lived as far as that category is concerned. Did a lot of very incognito individual, very hard to access individual, lived up to the allure of being kind of a real celebrity where you can't really get a whole lot of access to them and they access you when they need things. He did an album with the Gorillas, always wore a mask, kind of played the role of the rap supervillain, but was just, hip hop to the core of him, collaborated with, numerous artists. Did a lot of stuff for Adult Swim, and all that stuff. Where he was, a lot. Him and Nijebi's were the main.
I think that might be why I know him.
Right, main music between both of those. That whole thing. So like, his hands were everywhere, and in true, MF Doom fashion, being incognito and everything. He actually passed on Halloween of this year, and it wasn't released until December 31st. So, it just goes to show you how, respected he was through his inner circle, not only through his inner circle, but just in his entire persona and, rap character in general, where, he got to go out on his own terms, what I'm saying, when he wanted to and how he wanted to and stuff with, what I like to think of a 2-month grieving period for his family without the media being able to, access all that stuff. It's just, it's a sad, sad thing, but I think people like this live on through their art forever. And it's sad that, people have to recognize it. I didn't really get acquainted with MF Doom until I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago. So like I was late to the party, but he's an icon, man. He's when it comes to writing and putting rhymes together and stuff. I've drawn a lot of inspiration and stuff from him. So it's a hard loss for the the culture, for hip hop culture and shit. So
all right. I have 2 questions. One,
sure.
Are there any talks of him like coming out with a, how do you say it, posthumous album?
Posthumous, yeah. I think.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff coming on the way. I'm not sure who's producing that or putting that out, but I know he has tons of music. It's been said by his family.
But also, my second question was, I don't know how to word this without like pulling it up, but I saw this. I want to say it was like I don't know if it was an ad or a commercial or what, but apparently they have like the technology to make a computer sound like anyone they want, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What are the chances you think? Is there a chance people are hiring ghost rappers and ghost singers to come back and make these albums to sound like them?
Very unlikely, and if it is the case, it's extremely expensive. That kind of software and that kind of production.
No, I mean I'm not saying that to do it from scratch, but there's a dude recently that came out and people are saying he sounds just like Pop Smoke, and I can hear it. I can see him trying to be a little different, but if they wanted to edit his voice, they could make him sound just like Pop Smoke. You see what I'm saying?
Sure, they could. But again, it's an expensive process. Like you could the more expensive and more intricate certain software and like voice editing gets, the more you realize that you can't duplicate stuff on a grandiose scale. You can do certain phrases and you can do words for sure. You can do certain phrases, but to emulate entire dialects, tone, like pitch and all that stuff. It's a very, very arduous and expensive process. It's not impossible, but it's very, very expensive. You might as well take the production of main people's stuff and just multiply it by 20 or 30. It's an extremely like tedious thing, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of actual data to compile. When you talk about that shit, you got to get hours and hours of different inflections in voice and stuff.
I mean, people do it like these like just fans that create their own mashups of these songs, and they change the pitch to like fit the instrumentals and stuff.
Absolutely, but it doesn't sound like them. It sounds like a pitch changed remixed song. They're not literally putting their own they're not putting their own lyrics down and then modulating a voice to sound like a different person through and through. You usually only see that in movies where you have the budget of millions of dollars to be able to do that along with CGI and stuff. You rarely see that in music. So I feel what you're saying. It is possible. I don't think it's a likely thing or that people will implement that when it comes to recreating a sound or a person anymore.
I don't know, because sometimes when people say like, "Oh yeah, he had like 4,000 unreleased tracks," I'm like, really? Who did they say that? They didn't say that about MF Doom, but they said it about someone like recently.
Right. You never know, man. You never know. Like I can't question anybody's work ethic. If somebody had 1,000 tracks in the tuck that they didn't put out, who am I to say that they couldn't do that? Like,
you're right.
Ever since I was been making music for like the last 11 years, I've been working most of the time and working full time and all that stuff. So like, if I hadn't been doing that, and I was able to focus strictly on art and live the life of an artist and be able to create freely. If I had a manager, if I didn't have to worry about certain things, who's to say what I'd be able to do? So same with you. Imagine if you didn't have to work 40 hours a week and you didn't have to worry about money either.
That's what I'm saying. That's what that was kind of this summer, like last summer. I
wrote a lot this past summer too.
that was the plan for me, but that didn't happen. I wasted a lot of time, but I did start this podcast, so that's good. That's good.
You didn't waste any time, man. You started the Geno Thanks. So like you're doing something. You are creating. So
true.
And learn how to navigate through these times.
Exactly. But I was trying to save the world by isolating myself. That's all I was focused on.
And save yourself. Because you like being alone.
Exactly.
Did you hear about Kanye and Kim getting a divorce?
Is it like really happening this time? How many times have they said it?
I don't know. I don't believe anything that they say until it happens. And I think this is the first thing that I heard about this, and this is me being another morbid bitch and everything, is I don't care about any of their feelings. I don't care about any of that stuff that's happening. It's likely some kind of, ploy to get attention because they're the masters of that. Both of them are, the Kardashians and the West. But I was like, man, I hope he makes another 808 and heartbreaks from this shit if he actually does that shit.
Did you hear the reason why?
Yeah, like he was sleeping with the guy from the clothing line or something. I forgot what it was.
That's bullshit, right? That's like a bullshit story. Right?
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Amber Rose did say he liked fingers in the booty, right? Like,
I mean, bro, like I don't put it past anybody for anybody to be in the whatever. Like when you have money and access, I don't like when the sky's the limit. What would you really do? I can't judge him if he did that shit. Like he has access. That might be a kink or something up his.
That's what I'm saying. Nah, but Jeffree Star definitely should have gotten canceled. Like,
why?
No, not for this. I'm talking about for other shit that he's done before.
Oh,
you don't know about Jeffree? Yeah, nah. Look him up. He should have been canceled. I think that this was just now that like you said that earlier, it's making me think maybe this was really just a what do you call
marketing ploy?
Marketing, yeah. I think it was just marketing. Because Kim does makeup and so does Jeffree Star. So it's
right. Like, yeah, bro. And not only that, like everything that Kanye puts out, especially recently in the past, I want to say 6 years, has been it's been for something else. It's not been like a real issue. It's been like to promote something or to bring attention to some other thing. It's like I'm so jaded by not only that whole family, but Kanye with that whole family that I don't know what to believe. But if it brings out him being hurt, which is some real fucked up shit of me to say, and he makes some dope music as a result, then I'm all for it. God damn it!
But it's gonna be like a gospel hurt. It's gonna be a gospel song.
I hope to God that God tells Kanye not to sing his kind of music.
I don't know. You
To
think
do
he's
it.
gonna go back? You think? I mean, the last song he did that was like a while ago. Didn't he have one with like Travis Scott or something?
Yeah, like
That one,
yeah. I mean,
that one wasn't really a gospel track.
he's
The one,
trying to be different and everything, but like I think he needs to just be hurt and jaded again, man.
I don't
I need
know.
another 808s and heartbreaks.
I don't think that's what's gonna come of it. I don't know.
Think some bullshit's gonna happen.
I mean, the last album he had was bullshit, really. So
It was terrible.
exactly. I like the
I'm
one he had before
disappointed.
that. I actually liked. Yay! I like that one. That was his last one that I liked.
I like the A too. I liked also the Life of Pablo was a really good one. They got slept on really hard, but it was a really good one too. But again, like I just want people. I'm a selfish fan. So when you know I hear some shit happening publicly with somebody that I've grown up to or like or idolized in some way, um, my first thought is just be like, what kind of music is gonna come out of this shit? So um, it's a weird way of thinking, but I wish them both the best. But if it doesn't happen for them, I hope some good shit comes out of it for us to consume. So
I don't know.
either way,
I feel like it seems like now that the Kardashians is canceled, she doesn't need him anymore or something. I don't know. I thought he was on the show at all anyway. But
right? They're not.
maybe she doesn't
That
want
whole
that.
thing's been odd. It's an odd thing, bro. But yeah, I'm actually getting ready to take my ass over to the studio very shortly. About to start
Okay.
creating my next project.
I got you. So you walking in there like with nothing written and you like write once you're in there, or do you have it planned already?
I have a few songs that I'm gonna be doing tonight, so I have it all planned out for what I want to do right now. I might do a little bit of extra stuff once those are down, but I have 3 tracks ready to go right now, and I'll get those down.
How long you spend in the studio to get 3 tracks done?
Depends really. For these 3 tracks, they're pretty straightforward with not a lot of variation. It should be about 4 hours, I would say, total from vocals to mix and master.
Oh, true.
So
well, you need to get in there and record your verse for our song. So
I got you, bro.
all right, sounds good. Well, thank you again for joining me, and yeah, I'll have you back in another 2 weeks.
Absolutely, man. All love to you and the fam. Yeah, man. And if y'all gotta reach me or need to reach me or want to follow any of my stuff, you can get at me on anything, social media wise. Albert J Music 813.
All right, got you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.